We're explaining how to fix the failed to create parts control error in your Spring Boot application properties. This error typically arises when Spring Boot struggles to manage multi-part file uploads, often due to misconfigurations in your application's properties file, usually application properties or application.yml. Let's break down how to troubleshoot and resolve this issue. 1. Verify multi-part configuration. Spring Boot needs specific settings to handle multi-part requests, files uploaded through forms. Ensure you have the necessary dependencies in your POM.xml if using Maven, or build-to-Gradle if using Gradle. You'll likely need the Spring Boot Starter Web dependency, which includes the necessary components. 2. Check Spring Servlet multi-part max file size and Spring.Servlet multi-part max request size. These properties define the maximum allowed size for individual files and the total request size respectively. If you're uploading large files, these limits need to be appropriately adjusted. Common units are KB, MB, and GB. For example, setting Spring Servlet.multipart max file size 10 MB allows a maximum file size of 10 megabytes. If the uploaded files exceed these limits, you'll encounter this error. Increase these values to accommodate larger files. 3. Review Spring.Servlet.multipart. Resolve lazily. This property determines how Spring handles multi-part file uploads. Setting it to true, Spring Servlet multipart, resolve lazily true, enables lazy resolution, meaning the entire file isn't loaded into memory at once. This is advantageous for handling very large files to prevent out-of-memory errors. If you're not dealing with massive files, false is often suitable. 4. Inspect your multi-part file handling. Ensure you're correctly processing the multi-part file object in your controller. Common mistakes include improper use of multi-part file transfer to, potentially failing to handle exceptions during file writing, or accessing the file's content incorrectly. Double-check your code for errors in how you are handling the uploaded file. 5. Temporary directory. Confirm that your application has sufficient permissions to write to the temporary directory where uploaded files are temporarily stored. This is often system-dependent. Check your server's configuration if needed. 6. Server configuration, Tomcat, Undertow, etc. Depending on your embedded server, Tomcat, Undertow, etc., you may need to adjust its configuration. For instance, with Tomcat, you might need to set parameters related to the maximum size of uploaded files in the server's configuration. Consult your server's documentation for specifics. 7. Restart your application. After making any changes to your configuration or code, thoroughly restart your Spring Boot application to ensure the changes take effect. Ignoring this simple step is a very common mistake. By systematically checking these points, you should be able to pinpoint the cause of your failed to create parts control error and resolve it effectively, enabling smooth file uploads in your Spring Boot application. Remember to restart your application after every